Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Spirit of East Harlem celebration. Please welcome LSA Board Chair Ted Hopper.
Hello again, my name is Ted Hopper. I'm the chair of the board here at LSA, and I just can't thank you enough, all of you, for joining us here tonight. What an amazing scene to see so many smiling faces out in the crowd, so thank you all. And I know I speak for the entire board of directors and all the LSA staff when I say we are truly honored to have you with us here tonight as we celebrate the LSA community. And this evening is truly special because it's the first time since 2019 that we've been able to come together in person to celebrate the spirit of East Harlem. So again, thank you. As many of you probably know, LSA was started over 60 years ago, and throughout that time, the needs of the East Harlem community have changed, but LSA has always been there to meet those needs, whatever they may be. And if we've learned anything in the last 20 months, it's that thanks to the support of our staff, our volunteers, and donors like all of you, we can persevere through any unforeseen obstacle. And with your help here tonight, we will continue to build the foundations necessary to help us overcome whatever obstacles we're sure to encounter in the future. And so tonight, we honor the resilience, the courage, the strength of our community and all of you, our friends and key supporters. Plus, we celebrate and recognize the remarkable contributions of some very special honorees. We have with us tonight Proskauer Rose and Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan, who will receive our Corporate Spirit Awards for their tenacity and skill in securing a historic decision that is making public housing healthier for hundreds of thousands of low-income New Yorkers in East Harlem and throughout the entire city. Yeah. And I must say, I'm delighted that we are honoring Cecilia Vonderheide with our Community Spirit Award. Her deep caring and enduring dedication to LSA and all our programs are amazing, but in particular, her dedication to the Parenting and Child Development Program. And in full disclosure, many of you know Cecilia is also on our board of directors, and so I've had the pleasure of learning from her and watching her as she inspires all of us on the board to live up to her example of true servant leadership. But before we go any further, I'd like to introduce one of my other colleagues of the board, Sister Margaret Leonard. Sister Margaret is one of the true pioneers here at LSA, and I am deeply grateful to her for her unwavering commitment to East Harlem and to LSA's mission in the community, and to the unique perspective she brings to our board. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Sister Margaret to the stage to give a blessing.
I have to say, it's a delight for me to welcome each one of you here this evening to this very special gala, and to give thanks to God for bringing us together as a family who has reached out with love, care, and compassion for the most vulnerable members of our human family. Never before have we ever encountered such extreme want and poverty, hunger for food and shelter and safety and recognition and health care and so much more. But never before have we been gifted with such abundant generosity that eased the burdens of families in overwhelming need. How blessed we have been because of so many of you. You know, people walk through our lives and share critical resources for those most in need. And for this, we are forever grateful. But these days, the need has been so great. and the gifts we have received to lessen the burden has meant the world to us. These gifts brought relief to suffering families. This giving has meant everything. And you know, there's a phrase that talks about giving as leaving footprints on our hearts. Tonight, we have the pleasure to single out Cecilia, and I've been on the board with Cecilia, whose generosity has been boundless over many years. And her giving has taken multiple forms, including an expanded number of friends and colleagues, many of whom are here with us this evening. And tonight, the Little Sisters have a passion for justice, and it highlights our corporate donors. We speak about justice as a constitutive dimension of the preaching of the gospel. And Proskauer Rose and Quinn Emanuel, Urquhart, and Sullivan, who have repaired hundreds of units of affordable housing for families most in need. So we are so thrilled to be able to honor them this evening. Tonight I want to share with you just a simple statistic that has struck me very much. Every week, we always had a food pantry for 50 families. But then, with the support of multiple donors across the city of New York and beyond, for several weeks, that food pantry served 800 families every time. These are the stories that leave footprints in our hearts and fill our hearts with gratitude. Eternal and loving God, for the gift of this extended family that fills our life and this hall we are in today, we give you thanks. Bless them and their families and shower them with your tender love and compassion. Grant peace and blessing to them all the days of their lives. We ask this in memory of their generous giving to those in need and for the gift of our grateful hearts. So I know I join with all the Little Sisters of the Assumption here and throughout the world, and also with all of the staff at the agency to say, may God bless you and keep you. May God make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God turn his face toward you and give you peace. And the blessings of Almighty God be among you and remain with you always. Amen. Thank you.
Please welcome the evening's host and MC, Audrey Puente.
Good evening, everyone. I am Audrey Puente. I'm your MC for the evening, and it's a real pleasure to finally be here after what was almost 2 years of planning this event and postponements due to, of course, unforeseen circumstances of the world's pandemic. I'm a meteorologist here in New York City, and having met Rita about 2 years ago when we were first planning this, she first-handedly took me through LSA, and seeing all of the wonderful work really just touched my heart with a footprint, of course, as Sister Margaret had mentioned, so much so that I was thrilled when she asked me to continue to commit to this event every time it was postponed over the last year and a half, so I'm thrilled to be here tonight. And once again, welcome to this fabulous event where you're here, whether you're here in person or streaming from home. As Ted said, tonight's about friends, family, and community. And for me, that is Little Sisters of the Assumption Family Health Service. My own family has roots in East Harlem due to the fact that my father was Latin jazz artist Tito Puente. And, thank you. He grew up in East Harlem on East 110th Street, which was wonderfully renamed after him as Tito Puente Way. And as a child, he brought me to East Harlem many times, whether it's to see the restaurants, whether it was to see festivals in the street, bands playing on sidewalks, and street fairs galore, of course, and even up and through my adulthood, the famous 16th Street Street Festival in honor of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So East Harlem definitely has long-rooted feeling for me in my heart. We want to bring up now, at this time, the co-chair of tonight's event. Please put your hands together and welcome up to the stage, Arthur Bingham.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming, and thank you all those who are watching on the online version as well. We are so thrilled to have you, Audrey, as our host. Audrey, the daughter of Tito Puente, community, family, East Harlem. I also want to recognize Stephanie Cooper-Clark, my co-chair, whose energy and skill has helped make this evening possible. Thank you, Stephanie. And thanks to all our fellow board members for your determination and work over the last 18 months. Stephanie?
Thank you all. It's such a pleasure to be here. You've heard all the beautiful words about LSA, but I would like to just thank the volunteers who are out here. I came to LSA over 15 years ago. I saw a bulletin in the church, an announcement asking for PCD help, and this is the program that Cecilia is deeply involved in. I began as a volunteer after school reading and did that for 10 years and then was recruited on the board, and here I am. So you will hear more about PCD program, everything Cecilia has done, and the volunteers who without LSD would not be going as well as it has. Enjoy the evening.
Our silent auction is underway. The list of tonight's, like all of the proceeds, each bid you make supports the Parenting Childhood Development Program. Go ahead, if you haven't bid, put in a bid now and go back often. There are great prizes, from tickets to the Giants and the Mets to Broadway shows, fine art, jewelry, food, beauty, haircuts, dinners galore. You can bid directly from your phone, and if you're joining us virtually, you can bid on your phone or online until 8 tonight. There are auction staff around the room ready to jump in to help you if you need it. Just raise your hands, staff will come over. And guests, you should all have a paddle at your table to use at the end of the night when our auctioneer, Zan Aufderheide of Zan's Auctions, will take over. If you don't see a paddle, raise your hand. And don't forget, every single dollar in our auction tonight supports PCD and LSA. Thanks again for your generosity and have a wonderful evening.
LSA was founded 63 years ago by the Little Sisters of the Assumption to minister to the poor in their homes. We were founded in the name of social justice.
We knew that when the pandemic hit, LSA services would be more important than ever.
We went from seeing 200 families a week to 700 families in a given week. The need is there.
I have 3 little children that I have to feed. I depend on these people every 2 weeks to put food on the table for me and my family. As you see, I'm on a wheelchair. I cannot go too far. And here I am very blessed.
The need in East Harlem is stark, and it's greater than living memory can compare. LSA is responding, as we always do, and we can also prevent. We have solutions at hand to stop predictable and preventable suffering.
The nurses have remained on the front lines since the beginning of COVID. We continue to service our postpartum women, prenatal women, premature babies, pediatric clients.
Our clients are childbearing age women with sustained trauma and the families. The mental health program at LSA is really based on the LSA mission, where we believe that the growth is in the relationship.
Fui afectada directamente por la enfermedad, entonces necesita uno mucho apoyo moral y mucha ayuda que ella te brinda con las palabras adecuadas que tiene para tú pasar y sobrellevar el trauma que tienes de esta enfermedad.
Right now, because of what's happening in this moment in history, it's really a tragedy, but it also presents an opportunity to do something big, right? How is everybody going to come together to help East Harlem recover?
LSA is working to create really lasting change for a more humane and equitable and just society.
It's a really great window to see not only the resilience of the immigrant community, but also that it's people that is engaged in really trying to better themselves.
50% of our volunteers in our food pantry are community members. And that's a huge accomplishment. This family receives service from advocacy, from our immigration, from many departments, and they want to give back.
For my family then, and for the many families that are part of this community today, LSA represents a foundation of hope for a better life and future.
We are so grateful for all of your support, and thank you. I love you all.
And there you see it. The pandemic has disproportionately impacted those in our community with the fewest resources. But you also see the incredible spirit and power of our community, the resilience, connection, families and friends coming together, and a community that rallies together to support one another. Can you see the critical support, resources, and compassion that LSA's professionals bring to our community? I know I can. So if everyone could just simmer down, ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring up to the stage, and I'm very proud to introduce one of these professionals. It's LSA's CEO, Rita Bunin-Edelstein.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So Audrey, first of all, thank you for all of those kind words. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate it and your giving of your time to be here. And thanks to all of you for your support tonight over the last 18 months and way back then when life was still normal. Finally, we get to see each other in person. I'm so happy about it. I've seen so many of you that I haven't seen for 2 years now, so I'm just thrilled to do that. Our event is called The Spirit of East Harlem, and tonight and every day at LSA, that spirit continues to shine bright. While COVID is still out there, the neighborhood keeps going with even greater determination to survive, thrive, and move forward. And so does LSA. You've already heard something and seen something about LSA, and you're going to hear a lot more over the courses about our success and what your support has made possible. So I'm going to skip going over the numbers with you yet again and get straight to the heart of the matter, which is the fact that success doesn't happen easily, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it most certainly doesn't happen without literally hundreds of people, many of you here tonight and others joining us from home, who give, who volunteer, who do both. First and foremost is Cecilia Vonderheide. Cecilia, I know you're out there someplace. Cecilia, we have been waiting a long time to be here, in a room together, sharing a meal and good wine, and an evening to appreciate you. So I hope you are enjoying it. To Proskauer Rose and Queen Emanuel, our corporate honorees, I can only say that your work has changed the lives, much for the better, of thousands of families living in projects across East Harlem and the city. And it is our honor and privilege to recognize your work this evening. A very big thank you to Arthur and Stephanie for co-chairing this 2021 Spirit of East Harlem. I think just to look around the room, and you can see they have steered the way to a really great evening. And our thanks as well to tonight's benefit committee, who led the way with early and generous gifts. And my thanks to Ted and the board for always being there for LSA and for the depth of their caring. And to the associate board, who are our future. And to the youth board, who are coming up right behind the associate board. Thank you. We look forward to being with you for many years to come. To the parents committee, who take our children into their hearts with their work. It is such important work, and we thank you. To our volunteers, who spend dozens, if not hundreds, of hours nurturing our babies, tutoring our kindergartners and elementary school kids, manning the food pantry and the thrift shop. To all, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We couldn't do it without you. I want to give a special shout out to the Blue Hill Troop, some of whom are here tonight. Where are you guys? Just raise your hands. It's hard to see. Where's Blue Hill? In the back over there. Okay. Okay. The Blue Hill Troop chose us as their charity partner this year and next. We are so appreciative. Blue Hill Troopers, you were a pleasure to work with, and we look forward to more to come with the Sorcerer in the spring. And finally, my deepest and most profound thanks to the staff of LSA. Many of you are here, working here tonight. Others are watching from home. I don't have adequate words to tell you how much your courage, your passion, patience, and dedication to LSA and the community have meant. There would be no LSA without you, the staff. To each and every one of you, I offer my everlasting gratitude. You are my heroes. To LSA's development staff, you have been extraordinary in making tonight happen. Some of you are new to LSA, and you have stepped in, stepped up, and just blew it out of the water. Team development, you are the best. And to that I add our event consultants, whose expertise and hard work have produced many wonderful evenings for LSA like tonight. And finally, I get to recognize, they're not up here yet, but I get to recognize a very unique group of people. David Ostwald's Louis Armstrong Eternity Band. So here's the story, and they're going to come in a second. I discovered them on a really nice Sunday afternoon at the height of the pandemic when I was walking my dog in Riverside Park. There was a big crowd of people listening to the music, singing along, dancing, and really having a wonderful time in the midst of the grimmest of those days. And there was a palpable sense of joy that absolutely stopped me in my tracks. I had no money on me to buy a CD, but I took their business card instead. So they are here tonight to share with us the joy and sense of community they gave to so many others. Enjoy the music, enjoy being in the company of friends new and old. And remember, the silent auction closes at 8 p.m., so get those bids in. LSA is tax deductible. We're a 501c3 organization, so you can all take advantage of that. So David, I'm not sure where you are, but that was the best dog walk ever. So it's all yours. Thank you.
to the stage, Audrey Puente.
All right, everybody, we're going to continue on with our program. Hope everyone is enjoying enjoyed your dinner. Dessert will be out shortly. But at this time, we want to bring up Ray Lopez. Ray Lopez is the LSA Director of Programs and also the Director of its Environmental Health Services program that reduces the risk of asthma for children in homes throughout East Harlem. Ray is going to present our Corporate Spirit Award. So please, can you please give a round of applause for Ray Lopez?
So at LSA, we work to improve health and well-being with education and support, one family at a time. But we also know that oftentimes you have to be ready to fight for community-wide improvements. Our Corporate Spirit Award this year goes to two great allies in the fight to keep East Harlem families healthy and growing. Proskauer Rose is a global law firm with an incredible history of pro bono service. They undertook one of the most important cases in the city in many years, a successful effort to require New York City Housing Authority, or NYCHA, to remediate mold and water damage in their buildings that were making children and adults sick with asthma. LSA's Environmental Health Services has worked with thousands of households to address root causes of asthma by mitigating common triggers in the home. And East Harlem also has the highest concentration of public housing units in the city. Almost 28% of residents live in those buildings. And so it was a major boost to the community that we serve to have Proskauer Rose join LSA, Metro IAS Manhattan Together, the Natural Resources Defense Council, and the National Center for Law and Economic Justice in a historic lawsuit known as Baez versus NYCHA. The Baez case is primarily about creating systems change that is data-driven with transparency and accountability for those that they are supposed to serve, the residents of New York City. And we're very proud to work with the team at Proskauer, who have done amazing work leading this partnership on this effort. So I'm really happy to present this Corporate Spirit Award to Proskauer Rose, which will be accepted tonight by Yenna Hong and Alex Volpicello, who are part of the firm's legal team in Baez. But first, we would like to share some words from their pro bono counsel, Erin Meyer, who also led the effort.
Everyone has the right to a safe and healthy home. But for hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers who live in public housing, that fight for a healthy home is a daily battle. For those who have asthma and other respiratory conditions, living in apartments that have mold and water damage is a serious threat to their health and well-being. It has been a tremendous privilege and a blessing to spend the last 7 years working alongside Ray Lopez and his amazing team at LSA Family Health Services to hold the New York City Housing Authority accountable for repairing these hazardous conditions. Together, we have won and enforced a federal court order that requires NYCHA to make timely and effective repairs to mold and moisture problems for all NYCHA residents. Because of our advocacy and the dozens of NYCHA tenants who are part of the Little Sisters community who have raised their voices up alongside us, we have obtained a court-appointed mold expert and an independent ombudsperson who is empowered to receive mold complaints and compel NYCHA to make repairs in those apartments. I am immensely proud of the pro bono team at Proskauer for dedicating their time and talent to this case. This case is a fight for racial justice, for fair housing, for disability rights, and for environmental safety, issues that have become all the more important during the pandemic. I also want to congratulate Quinn Emanuel, our former pro bono co-counsel, and to honor the memory of Steve Edwards. Steve led the charge with me on this case for 6 years before he passed away from COVID-19 in 2020. Steve's passing was a tremendous loss to the pro bono legal community and to me personally, as Steve was an amazing mentor, sponsor, and role model to me for many years. My heart goes out to his family and to all of those who loved him. We will continue to fight for justice in this case in Steve's memory. Thank you to all of you for joining me tonight and celebrating the many achievements of LSA Family Health Services.
Yenna and Alex, please come up. Already here.
Thank you again.
Let's see the photographer from here. Next, I'm proud to recognize another ally who took part in Baez versus NYCHA. That is the law firm of Quinn Emanuel and their lead pro bono counsel in the case, Stephen Edwards. Steve and his team helped make East Harlem a healthier place to live, and their work had begun to significantly take effect as COVID struck. Improvements in home environment gave NYCHA residents a better chance to withstand COVID-19. But tragically, Steve Edwards contracted the virus and passed away from it in April 2020. Steve championed social justice through his work with Pro Bono Partnership and the National Center for Law and Economic Justice, and as president of Nazareth Housing. He also served on the board of WGBGO Jazz Radio and was a talented musician himself. Steve received the Federal Bar Council's Whitney North Seymour Award for outstanding public service. At the same time, Steve was a member of the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I hope that that combination tells you what a unique individual he was. And, you know, yeah, I'm really miss Steve. We spent many years going to these NYCHA meetings down near City Hall, and we'd ride the 6 train up and just have, you know, really good chats. And yeah, we really miss him. So I'd like to ask Marlo Pecora, partner at Quinn Emanuel, to receive the award on Steve and Quinn Emanuel's behalf.
Can we give a round of applause to Ray Lopez for all the work that you've done, Ray? I mean, in highlighting the environmental issues and keeping up this crusade that you're on, as well as honoring the folks that are helping you along. Thank you, Ray. Now we're going to talk about Ralph Siciliano. He's a legend at LSA. As a board member, yes, go ahead. As a board member for over 20 years and as a past chair, Ralph has played a critical role in making LSA what it is today. And I know he has many friends here tonight, so Ralph is going to be presenting the Community Spirit Award. Please welcome to the stage.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to see you all back. I am deeply honored to present our final award in recognition of a person who has made an extraordinary contribution to the work and mission of LSA, our very own board member, Cecilia van der Heide. It is fitting that we're honoring Cecilia at the event tonight because it's supporting LSA's Parent and Child Development Program. For it's that work which brought Cecilia to LSA. When Marge Duffy and I first met Cecilia to ask her to join the board nearly 10 years ago, she mentioned an article about LSA's early child development work, which was published by Harvard, where Cecilia had gotten her MBA. The article highlighted LSA's application of a unique and powerful approach to child development called Touchpoints, based on the research of Dr. Barry Brazelton at the Harvard Medical School. The article stated that fostering interaction between a parent and a child at an early stage in life was integral to LSA's holistic, relationship-oriented view of social services. Listening to Cecilia at our lunch years ago, I was struck by her in-depth knowledge back then of the work LSA was doing. Clearly, this was a person who had done her homework. Happily, Cecilia agreed to join our board, and she soon became a powerful force in fostering the agency's work, not only in child development, but in the other components of LSA's mission. She took on several leadership roles, including chairing board committees, organizing symposiums, hosting events at her and Mark's lovely home. At board meetings in particular, when Cecilia spoke to an issue, she could be counted on to keep us focused on what is core to LSA's mission: children and the family. And she did so with grace and intelligence, delivered, of course, in her signature rapid-fire style. The devotion of time and talent by such a deeply gifted person as Cecilia is critically important to enabling LSA to carry on its work. And tonight, Cecilia, at long last, we are here to recognize and thank you for all you have done. Before I invite Cecilia to the podium, I'd like to offer a quick look at LSA's Parent and Child Development Program that I think will show you why Cecilia and her husband, Mark, have been such devoted supporters of the program.
We at Fordham University, we've been researching LSA, particularly conducting interviews with clients who had been involved in the Parent-Child Development Program many years ago, some as many as 20 years ago.
We're able to speak with immigrant families residing in East Harlem, particularly immigrant women.
Many of the participants share that LSA empowered them by teaching them to be better parents, and how the home visits and parenting groups help them attain more tools and create community.
We were quite shocked to hear how the adult kids ended up, after going through so many of LSA's programming, have grown up, some of them with college degrees, but many of them like at least vocational training.
Their narratives were definitely filled with tremendous gratitude, many of them expressing deep appreciation for the support LSA provided them, particularly during very difficult times.
One of the interviewees mentions LSA. They refer to LSA as un refugio seguro, which is a secure refuge.
It's a holistic approach, and it's not only the individual, it's not only the mother, it's not only the woman, but it's the whole family. And as the family is strengthened, community is strengthened, and society is strengthened.
Gracias a que pertenecemos al grupo PCD, pudimos compartirlos con otras mamis para ayudarles y alentarlas a decirles que en familia sí se puede, en familia todo es mejor.
So that's the work Cecilia and Mark's support has made possible. And we kind of have a little surprise for Cecilia and Mark. In recognition of their incredible support, we are proud to unveil a plaque naming one of the newly renovated spaces Rita mentioned earlier, the Vonderheide Parenting and Child Development Room, in honor of Cecilia and Mark Vonderheide. Cecilia, you've touched the lives of so many children and families and all of us. Come up, please, and accept this award.
Oh my gosh, the moment has come. I've already told everybody that I was going to be nervous, but I just want to say, first of all, thank you, Ralph, for the kind words. This is an amazing introduction, and I don't know if I deserve it, but anyway, it's been a pleasure working with you as the former chair and also as a fellow board member. His dedication to LSA is exemplary, and we can only be Ralph, but anyway, we're just so happy to have Ralph. But I also want to thank everyone here from LSA for this wonderful award and for putting this amazing gala together. I mean, we were working on it for quite a while, and we're just so happy that we finally got to do it. And I just want to say that I'm proud and honored to receive the Community Service Award, and I'm doing it also on behalf of my husband, Mark, who with me has been involved with LSA for the past 10 years and has supported me every step of the way. And we've been a little more involved since our 3 children have left home for college. And, but anyway, we're just so happy to be part of this organization. I came, as Ralph said, to LSA after reading a Harvard professor's book, actually. It started with an article and then the book that highlighted the agency's impact in East Harlem, and specifically for families with children under 3 years of age, which, as we know, is critical, the critical time of development. I believe that there's no more important role in the world than being a parent, but I also know how challenging it can be for all of us, especially when resources, education, and family support are in short supply. Looking for an opportunity to contribute beyond my immediate community and my tennis teams, I started volunteering in LSA's Parent and Child Development Program, as you know, known as PCD. I assisted LSA's caring and trained professionals as they work with parents and their young children, many at high risk of developmental delays. It was rewarding to see the growing confidence of the parents and the enriched support that the children were getting. This experience connected me to LSA and the agency and the families that we supported, and has stayed with me since. Today, whether I'm working in the food pantry along with other volunteers, some of them former PCD parents, whose, as we saw in the video, the children are now thriving in college, or even, in high school and even college, or with staff, board members, and volunteers in the development program and parent committees, I am grateful to have the opportunity to be associated with an agency whose values deeply match that of my family. LSA respects each person's uniqueness and dignity, establishes long-lasting bonds, and works hard and tirelessly for the strength of families. I am deeply touched, really, I am so overwhelmed by the attendance tonight, especially that of my family, my husband Mark, my mother Carmen is somewhere over there, 2 of my children, Marco and Clara, and actually, I think Tomas is streaming it, so hopefully he's there. But more importantly, also a lot of other family members and my dearest friends who have been with us every step of the way over the past, 30, 40 something years. So thank you so much. We've had, the past 19 years have been difficult for us, but we're here to continue the legacy of LSA. I am so honored that you came tonight to support us and be in this wonderful event. And thank you for supporting LSA, the vulnerable families that we support and we serve, the other honorees, and me. Thank you so much. And now for the most important part of the evening, where we get to change lives. We're here to hopefully raise a lot of money for PCD, for the Parent Child Development Program. And anyway, I hope that you also can join me with your support for the life and the program auctions. And Zina, I think she's coming somewhere to help us out with the auctions. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you so much. You really did a good job here, audience, tonight, bidding on everybody. Thank you so much for the money that you've given to LSA to make this organization be able to deliver services to mothers, children, and families in East Harlem. These are the people who come to America for a better life for their children. These parents risk everything. And LSA is the organization that delivers to the children the promise of America, that they will live a better life than their parents before them. Thank you so much for giving money tonight. I can't tell you how much we raised, but we raised a lot. Stephanie?
I think it's been beyond our expectations. We've waited. Arthur and I have been working on this for over 2 years, it seems. At times we didn't think it would happen, but it's just an amazing evening. Thank you all. We love you, and we hope we see you again.
Thank you to everyone once again. We're going to close out the stage presence here. So they're serving out dessert. It's coming out right now. I can see it. It looks yummy. And anyone at the tables, they're actually been told you can take the flower arrangements home. So if anyone at your table wants it, you can battle it out. Everyone get home safe and have a good night. Thank you.